So there you are. You clean off a spot around here, and the sun makes it a parking spot. Anyway, boy, it's great to see that stuff all gone. Yeah. So next step at some point is get into sawing that stuff up, which I did a little bit of the other day. Some of that will be kept for things to fix and pieces of wood to have, and the other stuff will get sawn up. Well, I guess probably 3/4 of that will get sawn up, I would say. Anyhow, this poor old bin is getting pretty well full here, so anybody wants anything, just come along and see what you want. All kinds of good stuff in there. Holy cats, it makes you wonder where it all comes from. Anyway, I'm going to bring the loader home today. So, yeah, okay. So we'll go for a little walk here, and I'll show you a couple of things that I did with the loader the other day. Yeah, so in this spot here, any of you that follow along a little bit, there was a Massey Ferguson 3650 garden tractor tiller sitting there, and then over here there was a 3-wheeled, I don't know what it's called, it's made by Jacobsen, and it was one of those things you used on a sand trap. It had a rake on the back of it, and that's what you use to fix up the messes in the sand trap on the golf course, I guess. So that went and that went. I don't know if you can see it or not, but over the box of the truck there, if you look between the two trees, you can see that 3-wheeled thing sitting over there. So we'll go over there and have a look at that. I guess before I get there, I'm right here, so there's a bunch of metal there that's going to be going. That's our new plan, I guess, is to call a business that takes scrap and get them to come and pick that stuff up. But we'll have it set out in a spot for them so that they can just drive in and take it and go without walking around the property looking for more stuff. I'm kind of hoping to keep that stove, because I might use it in my own garage, maybe. I've got to do a little work to my stove at home, and I'm not sure if I can fix it or not. I've had it apart a couple of times over the 30 plus years and fixed up holes and cracks, so I got to do it again. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff there that's going to the scrapyard. See, that stuff is kind of the oil pipes we might keep, because they might come in handy for something. But the brake drums and stuff like that is old mufflers and old barbecues and stuff. So out. All right, we'll get along, little doggy here, and we'll go over and have a look at the other spot. Here I am stopping again. Holy cats, what? So if anybody wants some tires, there you go. The only 2 tires that you're not getting is those 2 tractor tires. Those are for the Ferguson tractor if we ever need tires for it. Everything else could go to the dump. And there's the motor there, and the transmission there, and the radiator, and boys, oh boys. All right, let's move along here again. More tires and wheels, and somewhere in there there's an automatic transmission. Oh boy, I'm telling you. Person didn't have all this land, you wouldn't be keeping all this stuff. There's more stuff there, but some of that's going to go over to our new spot that I'm trying to get to, but I will get there in a minute. The old Rambler car is for parts for his Rambler car that he has in the lean-to. Alright, this is going to be our new storage spot, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be big enough or not, but so that snowblower is going to go into that building over there for storage. And then we have these two items that we put here the other day. So we're going to put tarps down and pallets and stuff and try and keep the grass out of it. But then again, I guess in here it's all going to get covered in leaves. But anyway, we'll try and do what we can. So I kind of have to clarify something that I said on yesterday's video about picking that three-wheel thing up with the loader. So I said the loader had some difficulty picking that three-wheel thing up. Now, I guess I'll have to clarify that. The loader had no trouble picking it up. The trouble was there wasn't enough ballast on the back of the tractor to keep the rear wheel on the ground. A little mistake on my part, but when I went to drop that down with the loader, I went a hair too far with the lever, and because of the weight of it, the loader dropped fairly quick. So then I stopped the loader, and that made the tractor tip a little bit. So we are going to maybe put more weight on the back, but in some cases if you put too much weight on the back, then you'll be able to lift more weight with the front loader, and that's not good for the front end on the tractor. So, but I do think we'll try and add more weight to the tractor to help it maybe steer a little easier. It's some hard to steer. You really can't do too much steering with something like that hanging off the loader. Anyway, the loader had no trouble picking it up. No trouble whatsoever. That was what I meant was, I guess, that it was the tractor that was having the trouble. Anyway, so I did take the engine off of that. I'm going to take that home. That's going to be a winter project to see what is what with it. I think there's a stuck valve. Anyway, so that's the goings on here. So we're not going to be able to get a whole lot of stuff in here. So like I say, I don't know if it's going to be even big enough. We may have to extend it into there further. Son kind of wants to put the stuff somewhere where people won't see it as much. So we kind of hid in here, I suppose. In the wintertime, I guess it wouldn't be hid that well, but in the summertime, it's not too bad. So I guess we'll go over this way. So here we have more stuff here. Oh dear, more tires and wheels and lawn mowers and attachments and junk and snow blowers and plows and stoves. And really should get rid of that stove, I suppose, but then again, my sister-in-law has a stove in that red house that you can kind of see through the woods there. That's the same as that, and that's why I'm keeping it for parts. But anyway, so the tiller that you see straight ahead of you, that's off of the MF12 loader tractor. So I haven't had it on it for probably 3-4 years now. Anyway, it worked good. But anyway, gardening days are kind of come to an end. Oh yeah, that building, that's my son's building. That's all full of tires and bicycles and other junk. Oh boy. So this truck here is my son's buddy's truck. This hasn't run in, I guess, 3 or 4 years. And it is a 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it had that in it. So the other day with the loader, you can see it or not, we moved. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. We moved that transmission and transfer case with the loader. I'll take you in and show you the spot here. Yeah, so it's a little hard to see here, but on this pallet here, that's where that transmission and transfer case were. So Mr. Loader Tractor came right in and picked them up, and out you go. Great. There now. So the next time I'm up sawing up some of that wood for kindling there, this is what I'm going to be using. And a few weeks ago I kind of talked about my father and the stuff he had and all that stuff. So this is one of the things he had. So we'll do a little chat about that day when I get to do more wood cutting. There's a great big bee. Holy cats, there's a lot of them bees around this year. I think I moved, I don't know how many I moved out of there. Out of my own garage at home, probably 8 or 9 of them. That were kind of walking around. I just kind of shuffled them outside. Anyhow, all right, so that's going to be it for now. It kind of looks like it's going to be a little bit sunny today, maybe. At the moment, it's only 5 degrees northeast wind at 30 kilometers an hour, and a frost warning for tonight. So there we go. All right, have a great day wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, and we'll chat again.